And that's why we have the film today, was because of this one print that was smuggled away, which now all copies that you can watch today were made from this smuggled away print.
Right. Yeah. And it really was so cool for its time. And the fact that it was a silent film, I think, really adds to the creepiness of it. And the visual, I mean, Nosferatu, the character himself, was so intriguing to look at, right? And when I see vampires today, I automatically think of that version, right? Like in What We Do in the Shadows, I am just going to tell you guys, there is a character in What We Do in the Shadows in the movie. His name is Peter. Peter, that's all I'm going to tell you, was one of my favorite characters in the film. And you'll know why when you watch it. But it's just, there's such a homage. And then, you have the later version. I think, wasn't it in the 80s or the 70s? They did, Klaus Kinski came back and did
1979.
Nosferatu. Yeah, and actually, it was pretty good, too. It's not the original.
And that film, they actually, time had passed. They'd actually acquired the rights.
Yes.
So in the original black and white silent film, as I say, they changed things. They changed the names of the characters, thinking they could get away with it.
That's right.
In the 1979 film, they had acquired the rights and were able to reestablish the original characters. The vampire was Dracula. You had, Jonathan Harker. Mm-hmm. And they were able to move forward compared to the original.
So they were able to, and there were some things in there that weren't in the original, which made it interesting. But I think that was kind of an interesting. It was well done too, and it really stayed within the vein of the original Nosferatu. I felt, without going.
It did, yes.
Yeah,
very
they
much.
really did. They did stay in that. And the other film, the one I was saying, that was kind of a fictionalized account of the making of the film Nosferatu, is called Shadow of the Vampire. And it, like I say, it's got Willem Dafoe in it, in the lead role. And then he was Max Schreck, right, Willem Dafoe. And then John Malkovich was Frederick Willem Murnau, who was the director on the film. So it's kind of a fictionalized, but when you watch it, you kind of really get a feel for going, just how much fiction was that? Because it's actually really well done, right? So it's one of those, the making of. I enjoyed it, actually. I thought it was a lot of fun. And but the original, I mean, I just love looking back at Max Schreck's, sort of gaunt face and the pointy ears and those long finger extensions that he put on,
teeth.
And the teeth, and the fact that the teeth were the two front teeth and not the canine teeth, which to me always makes a vampire look like a werewolf. But I liked the version with because in Stoker's novel, too, he describes it as those two front piercing teeth. They're not the canine teeth, right? So I sort of like that visual. It was just way too much fun. But, the fact, I mean, that it really did rip off Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula. But, hey, it was a lot of fun, and I really do like Nosferatu. I think, like, if I was to be able to sit down and have to watch vampire movies for the rest of my existence, I would pick Nosferatu, What We Do in the Shadows, Lost Boys, and I can't really think of any other ones. I don't know.
Interview with a Vampire.
Just not a fan. Again, it's a personal opinion, and like I said, I know there's lots of people who love it, and I am not one of them, and so and that's okay, right? I mean, it's we all have our favorites. We have our the things that we like the most, and I know there's some people that loved True Blood or loved a Twilight.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I liked the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, mostly for the camp. It was just a lot of fun, much like Lost Boys, right? Lost Boys was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess we have Bram Stoker to thank at least for all of the future generations who fell in love with the vampire genre and have created some interesting stories and movies and television shows around the concept, much like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which, like I say, I think the most interesting modern take was in the TV show Penny Dreadful. Even though I didn't love the show, as I said, I did enjoy John Clare, the character of, Prometheus, a.k.a. Frankenstein's monster, the creature. And then, again, the play version with Benedict Cumberbatch and Johnny Lee Miller in the reversal roles. So, yeah, we all have our favorites, right? And, guys, it is now 6 minutes to 5 o'clock. Can you believe it?
It's that time again.
It is that time. I say that every week, I know, but...
Yeah.
But I think we've covered a lot this time, this show.
Well, we talked about a lot,
across
that's
the spectrum
for sure.
of different books. And,
Yeah. I'm glad to say we all had the same feeling about, Bram Stoker's Dracula. And I wasn't the only one struggling trying to read through that novel. I felt like I was some sort of anomaly weirdo, right? I was like, what's wrong with me? What?
Everyone worships that novel. They do, and it is,
I know.
highly praised.
And like I say, again, it's got some phenomenal sections to it. It's just there's a lot of slow, draggy bits. And Frankenstein, I think we all sort of said, it's really kind of it's just capturing from the get-go.
I think I would love to. I would love to write my own, but I don't know if we'll ever get to it. Gothic horror sort of vampire book, because it seems like there's still that, people want that romantic, old traditional vampire, and they haven't been getting that out of some of the more modern vampire stories.
That's why, Rachel, you're supposed to write. Remember that story, the Halfpenny Dreadful story.
Yeah.
That's the one that you didn't actually write yet.
Right.
So,
right.
So maybe you go. There you go. Okay, the next Halfpenny Dreadful workshop, we'll write vampire stories. Okay.
I think I'm good at that, but thinking of, looking at something like Twilight, that's
it was
a more
good for
modern
the teeny boppers.
Oh, yeah.
It was romance for teenagers.
Want better. They want
vampires
more.
And werewolves.
More. They want something that's got a little more substance and intelligence to it.
But it wasn't written for us, right? It was definitely written for the 15 to 22 crowd. It really was.
Right.
Just like Vampire Diaries too, right? Sort of written for a younger crowd. And even True Blood in a weird sort of way, even though I would say True Blood, I would say maybe 25 to 40 on True Blood for the audience. But, it is what it is. Anyways, next week, we have our live psychic show. All right. So if anybody is interested in submitting questions to us, they can do that via email, or they can, actually what you can do is just go to my website, halfpennydreadfuls.com, and you can hit the contact form, and you can just pick other in the checkbox list and send me a question, or you can hit us up on Facebook, or you can call the show. And the number is listed. It's always listed at the beginning of the show, and we will post that publicly as well. And I know that Blog Talk Radio often puts live to air shows right on their front page too. So I know if it's anything like the last show, we'll be busy. So that is next week. Again, October the 14th. And Ian, what are we doing after that? What's our next week's show?
The one after that is going to be our John Carpenter Halloween.
Halloween, right? Ding ding
where,
ding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to hear things about this movie that you never knew before. It's going to be awesome.
I can't wait. I can't wait to do that, and I'm going to rewatch it before we go to live to air too, so that I've got a fresh perspective on it. But I can't wait to hear all Ian's inside tidbits on that. So if you guys are fans of the movie, the Halloween, especially the first film, make sure you tune in for that, because I can't wait to hear what Ian's got up his sleeve in terms of.
It's going to be awesome.
It'll be great. It'll be another great show.
I think it will be too. Yeah, so it'll be good. And just to mention too, quickly, I have still 2 lecture series left, which you can visit the wellandmuseum.ca and go to their events page, wellandmuseum.ca, and that is the Halfpenny Dreadfuls. The next one coming up is a peruse of some of my cabinet of curiosities here in my house. And then the one after that is going to be Victorian funeral rites. So I guess, guys, with that, we're going to say goodbye. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.